So we're going to be looking at the two prosocial essays in this video. The first one being psychological explanations into prosocial behaviour of the media, and the second one being the effects, the studies into the effects of media on prosocial behaviour. So we're first going to start with the psychological explanation, which is social learning theory. So social learning theory proposed by Bandura is based on the behavioural model and assumes we learn through observation and imitation, which is known as modelling. This can be done by viewing role models and supports the idea that prosocial behaviour can be learnt through the media. If their behaviour, those they observe, is rewarding, or even if the viewer sees the role model as admirable, he or she may identify with them. Therefore, imitation is made more likely. Similarly, if their behaviour is seen as rewarding, this may lead to such behaviour being imitated, known as vicarious reinforcement. So rewards equals vicarious reinforcement. This supports the idea that prosocial behaviour can be learnt through social learning theory, as the viewer may view prosocial media and imitate such prosocial social behaviour. Bandura proposed 4 steps of modelling. Firstly, being attention must be paid, and is more likely if the role model is attractive and his or her behaviour are rewarded. Secondly, observed behaviour must be stored in memory. Thirdly, imitation only occurs if the viewer has the physical capability to imitate or model the perceived behaviour. You can't really see that actually. Physical capability to reproduce the perceived behaviour. Lastly, the viewer must be motivated to imitate. Okay, so that is our AO1 outline. Next, we are moving on to research as evaluation. Sprafkin et al. Found that a group of 6-year-olds who watched an episode of Lassie in which a boy was seen risking his life in order to rescue a puppy from a mine shaft. This group spent 90 seconds helping puppies in a situation where they chose to stop from playing a game, which could have won them a prize, demonstrating altruistic behaviour. This demonstrates how they imitated the prosocial media seen prior. Compare this to a group who watched a different episode of Lassie where there was no helping behaviour and a control group of viewing a comedy. The participants only spent an average of less than 50 seconds. This is strong supporting evidence of the social learning theory, as the children seemed to imitate specific acts they had seen, such as helping the dogs in trouble. This indicates that the media can have positive effects on a child's prosocial behaviour, such as autism, which can be learnt from prosocial behaviour, supporting the social learning theory. The social learning theory, however, can be criticised for being reductionist, as it solely focuses on observation and imitation into prosocial behaviour, totally omitting important factors such as biology. Sprafkin's study supports this, as group 2 may have had higher levels of dopamine, this being a reward motivating hormone. The urge to being autistic may not be present within them, as their biology forces them to believe winning a prize is more important. Perhaps the social learning theory needs further revision and to take into consideration such factors such as individual differences. Also, the social learning theory can be criticised for being deterministic, as it argues that prosocial behaviour is learnt without any control. Removing free will is dangerous, as blindly absorbing any behaviour, whether it is prosocial or not, is worrying, as it assumes that children and adults, anyone to be honest, are like blank vessels just absorbing information and imitating it. The theory can also be criticised for being too simplistic, as it is not able to explain modelling in terms of duration. Social learning theory seems to only have short-term effectiveness, which may not be the best way to instill prosocial behaviour into children.